It's hard to believe that it's almost Christmas. Stop and think about that. In just a few weeks, kids all over America will be waking up for their favorite morning of the year. However, what we know as Christians is that this time of year is much more than Santa Claus, much more than kids receiving presents. But ultimately, this time of year is about Jesus. And we want to do all that we can to focus your attention, narrow your view, and make sure that you remember what Christmas is really about. And so for the next few weeks, we're going to be offering some video devotional blogs to help focus your attention on Jesus Christ this Christmas. And we want you to know that He truly is for us the reason for the season. Now, normally I don't wade into a lot of the popular conversation or the hot topics of the day in our culture. But today I want this very first blog to address just that. A few weeks ago, a man by the name of Josh Feuerstein, he's a self-professed internet figure, internet sensation. He started this controversy over a Starbucks coffee cup. People in America already have such a negative view of Christianity. Other people around the world don't even really understand fully what Christianity is. And so now we've got a guy making a video about a Starbucks coffee cup and about somehow, it's red and it no longer has reindeer on it, or it no longer, is ornamented with some of the things that you and I, that resonate with us about Christmas. And so somehow Starbucks is producing a cup that is not Christian. I guess that's the argument. And so now millions of people have viewed this video, and it's just ignorant. And it causes people to look at Christianity and say, what are these people about? And why do we really have time to care about a red cup at a coffee shop? Do you realize that right now in America, over $3,000 is spent every single second in America on pornography? That adds up to over $13 billion a year. Right now, the average family has over $16,000 in credit card debt. Right now, if you do the research, what you'll find is in the late 90s, 14% of women and just about 25% of men had an extramarital affair. Now that number has risen to over 30% of women and around 50% of men. Right now, America is consuming over 90% of the world's antidepressant medication. Just a few years ago, the numbers for prescription drug medication, they were far lower than they are. And as a matter of fact, we're now being told by our government agencies that oversee all of this, that prescription drug use has quadrupled in America. As a matter of fact, people die every single day from prescription drug overdoses. Do you realize that right now in America, that suicide is now the leading cause of death by injury? It's even surpassed car accidents. That's where we are as a nation. And yet we've got some guy who has a voice. People will actually listen to him, and he's talking about a red Starbucks coffee cup. I watch that and it makes me say, really? Does it matter what color coffee cup I drink out of? And since when was the Christmas story entrusted to Starbucks? And if I drink out of a Dunkin' Donuts cup that has, holly berries on it, am I more Christian? It's just silly. You see, the truth is that we live in a culture that needs to know what Christmas is really about. God didn't entrust the spread of the gospel to a coffee company. He didn't give that mission to Starbucks. They don't have any obligation at all to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ through their corporation. As a matter of fact, that was entrusted to believers. We're supposed to be the ones spreading the message of Jesus, and isn't it sad that we're blaming a coffee company for not doing what we're not doing ourselves? No wonder people say we're hypocritical. If you want to know what Christmas is really about, then you have to look within the pages of the Bible. And in Luke chapter 2, This is what we read. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. Luke chapter 2, there is a Savior. His name is Jesus. He's lying in a manger. Why would he be lying in a manger? So that he would identify with the common people. You're not below the love of Jesus. And you don't have to reach a certain level of status to be loved by Jesus. But Jesus came, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords came, and he was laid in a manger so that he would identify with the lowest of the low, born in a stable, the Son of God in a stable, so that you and I wouldn't see this majestic Lord on a throne and feel like, somehow he's so far beyond us that he could never love us. No, he came in a manger, and that just screams to all of humanity that you are loved by Jesus no matter who you are or where you are. And then we continue to read down through the Christmas story, and the shepherds worship him, and the wise men come, and they offer him their gifts. And all of this is the beginning of the good news of the work of Jesus Christ. That God became flesh to be Emmanuel, God with us. He was born of a virgin so that he wouldn't be corrupted by sin, and he would be qualified to be the Savior of the world. Do you realize we have good news? And we're just to spread that everywhere. Don't be talking about a coffee cup, and don't go to Starbucks and give them a false identity. Your name is not Merry Christmas. That's a lie. If you want to spread the message of the gospel this Christmas, make much of Jesus. Say Merry Christmas to people wherever you go. How about this? Wear a smile and don't get caught up in Black Friday shopping that makes people act like jerks during this time that's supposed to be the happiest time of the year. How about actually smiling at people and engaging them and using this opportunity to talk about Jesus, that he is the hope of the world? For the person who's addicted to prescription medication and they're days away from dying, they don't care about the color of your coffee cup. And for the person who's on the verge of taking their own life, they don't care where you buy your coffee. And for the family that's under this weight of debt and it's crushing them, they don't care about a red cup, a green cup, whether the cup says Merry Christmas or not. I walk into Starbucks and I see behind the counter in huge writing, Christmas blend. Christmas is there, but it doesn't matter. The truth is, if you know Jesus, Christmas is here. And we spread the message of Jesus, which is the message of hope, so that people far from God can hear us talk about a Savior that came to be their Lord. Focus on that this Christmas. That's what matters. God bless.